Who decides if you live or die, or how you live or die? There's a way to make sure that you are in charge of your health care, even if you cannot speak. With the medical advancements made this century, the body can be kept alive regardless of brain function. You may be thinking to yourselves, this is for the elderly, for the ill, not for someone our age. As someone entering middle age, like you, I had never thought about it either. But now, after working as a registered nurse, I can tell you that I have seen the unexpected, even the tragic, happen to people of all ages. In various states of health, from healthy to terminally ill, anything can happen. I'm going to tell you about a way to make your healthcare wishes known to your family and to your healthcare professionals. We are going to talk about advanced directives, which include a living will and healthcare surrogate designation, and why it's important that you have them. Let's look at some of the reasons why you should prepare for the unexpected. I'm going to tell you about two young women whose families suffered greatly because their wishes were never put into writing. 41-year-old Terry Shiver died in 2005 after spending 15 years in a vegetative state after having a heart attack brought on by an electrolyte imbalance. Oxygen deprivation to her brain put her into a coma, which she was never able to come out of. Her husband believed Terry would not want to live this way, but her parents wanted to keep her alive at all costs. Eventually, the husband won in court, and the doctors removed her feeding tubes. The next girl we're going to talk about is Karen Ann Quinlan. She was 21 years old when she went out partying with friends, mixed alcohol and Valium, slipped into a coma. Her parents had to sue the hospital she was in to have what they considered extraordinary means used to keep her alive. She had a feeding tube and was on a respirator. Karen lived for 9 years once the respirator was removed. This was all from the Tampa Bay Times. This illustrates the need for some kind of intervention to prevent our loved ones from suffering that kind of heart-wrenching pain. Even though these stories were national news, the Pew Research Center survey taken by the New York Times in 2006 showed that only 29% of the public has living wills. Here is how we can be proactive in determining our own medical treatment so our families do not need to make difficult decisions for us or spend years and thousands of dollars fighting for what they believe we would want. Prepare an advance directive in the form of a living will. According to Find Law, a Thomas Reuters business, a living will is a statement dictating to healthcare providers what life-prolonging treatment is acceptable and not acceptable to a patient if they are faced with life-threatening condition in which they are unable to communicate. It is called a living will because it is executed while you are still alive and of sound mind. You can write your own specific, detailed instructions or download this pre-printed form from the State of Florida website, archive.flsenate.gov. An attorney is not needed, only 2 witnesses. At least one must not be a spouse or a blood relative. Now we will explore another option. Should you have someone who you know very well and trust implicitly. The healthcare surrogate form. With this document, you name another person as your representative, and they may provide informed consent regarding your medical decisions. An alternate surrogate can be named in case the original surrogate is incapacitated. A copy of this document must be sent to the surrogate and 3 other people. This form does not need to be executed by an attorney, but does need to be signed by 2 witnesses. Now you may be asking yourselves, if it's so easy, why hasn't everyone already done this? Well, let's look at some of the reasons advanced directives have not been signed by everyone already. There are arguments against advanced directives. However, they can be refuted. According to Dr. Mark Tonelli of the University of Washington, he's on the Bioethics Committee, he says there are two potential limitations to a living will. One, even an all-encompassing living will cannot cover every possible end-of-life decision. A patient's preference and views about the quality of life can change over time and circumstance. According to Lori Scudder, a nurse practitioner and clinical editor for Medscape, there are some common concerns with advance directives. It has been argued that with the arrival of potential new treatment, the choices one makes at a certain point in time, in a certain frame of mind, may be outdated when the advance directive is put into use. There's also concern that a patient has not been fully informed regarding all the treatments that are available. These limitations and concerns can be minimized by communicating often with your family and your physician about your desires. No one wants to think about pain, suffering, or their death, but for the love of your family and your own peace of mind, it is worth taking the time to address. Imagine if they had to pull the plug on you. What would you want to be done? We'll go over what you need to do to prevent this from happening. You're going to ask your doctor or attorney, or you're going to download a form from the website, and you're going to sign a living will. It's just as easy to print a designated healthcare surrogate form. By doing this and discussing it with those who are important in your life, you'll be helping them understand your wishes regarding steps you would like to be taken or not taken. By doing this, you come one step closer to making sure that you are the one who decides how you live and die. And I have copies of these forms for you to sign on your way out. Thank you.